This time on the Iron Empire, more progress on the 351 GXL. So back into the GXL today. Today's mission is to get the door handles all painted up, re-blacked. I have to re-black the window frames on the other side of the car over here. They're already black, but they just need a recoat. And it's filthy, but I'll clean that at the car wash because I only have bore water up here, so I won't be running that over the new paint that Bones has polished. And also today I have a set of 12 slots. There's 2 over in the paddock over there, and I've got 2 here. One there, one behind. I can't remember where all these wheels have come from. I've just been collecting 12 slots over the years. This car should actually have Fairmont GXL wheels, but they're hard to come by, and I think that 12 slots look good on this era car anyway, so it's going to get sat in 12 slots with red wall. So the plan is tomorrow is to take them down, get the tyres changed over to decent tyres, which I already have, red walled and on the car, and then move on to the interior. I'll probably try and give that a tidy up today. It's pretty good in there, although it's not original. Be nice if it was original, but it's tidy nonetheless, so still a pretty neat cruiser for someone. Aside from the wheels and tyres, which obviously I can't do till tomorrow, when I take them into the tyre shop and a vacuum on the inside, I'm just down to sort of as far as I want to go with this thing. Little things like painting over the bonnet latch and bolts just makes it look messy, and I could go forever in here. I'm not sure how far I'm going to go, but just a few little things I'm going to do before the night's through, and then I'm going to load up all my stuff, and I might take this for a spin with me tomorrow and maybe do my jobs from the car tomorrow. So see how it goes out cruising around in the suburbs. Today's plan, we're going to tidy up under the bonnet here. We're going to paint the rocker covers up, maybe tidy a bit of wiring, and I'm going to try and put a factory style air cleaner on it because this aftermarket air cleaner does not do the engine bay any favours. So what I'm planning on doing is creating a miracle. I've got a 6-cylinder air cleaner, and I've also got a crossflow air cleaner here, which has a snorkel, which at a glance is similar. The shape isn't quite right, but the plan is I'm going to basically butcherize this and attach it to this. This was all going in the trash anyway, and I'm going to paint it up to try and fool people that this looks like an original air cleaner. It might look okay. No, it'll look fine. It'll look good. Well, that was a fail. The 6-cylinder air cleaner raises up way too high, which meant the actual air cleaner assembly was like way too low, and the carby was sticking too high. So I scrounged through the paddock, and luckily I found another one. This is off a later model, like an XD era, I think, because it's got these clips on it. So I'll remove those clips, paint that up blue, put the snorkel on it, and then it should be in business. All right, we need to recap what we're doing here. This is the rocker cover that come off the car. We wanted to paint them blue to match the engine. It had this big ugly dongle thing on it, like that. And we wanted to get rid of it because it wasn't in use. So Mark tried to use the spot welding drill bit, but we went through. It still tore out. So we started to weld the head up, so the rocker cover up. Ran out of wire in the welder. So then went over to the paddock to find another rocker cover, which had another one of those on there. So we're back to square one, cutting one off. Mark then cut it off, and then I found another one on a motor that I'd forgotten I had over there, which didn't have it on all along. So we're at our third rocker cover, and finally we have one that doesn't need any repairs. So it's a win in the long run, but it was a long way of getting there. Alright, as usual, I forgot to record half of this, but we ended up painting the rocker covers and the air cleaner assembly. Obviously I used the crossflow snorkel on it, which obviously isn't correct, but at least it looks better than an aftermarket super cheap chrome one, in my opinion anyway. It's actually been about a month and a bit since I recorded the first portion of this video. I still haven't even got the wheels on it yet. I have the wheels over here all sorted up, ready to go. The car obviously come back from the polisher and it looks way better, but it's currently absolutely filthy, so I need to give that a wash. We'll do a good walk around it once it's all clean. But wheels tap package I've got here is good old 12 slots, 14x7s on the front with a 215 and a 14x8 on the rear with a 225. So not massive, but obviously a lot beefier than stock, so it should look really good. I think I've got some air cleaner stickers that I can put on this thing, which will just finish it off there. And basically today I just want to get some lowering blocks in it. I want to get the wheels on and give it a clean, and then it's pretty much done. Right, so I'm just getting these U-bolts all tightened up, and of course even they weren't straightforward. The U-bolt was actually too narrow, so that's a factory one. That's the one I bought. Bit hard to see in the packet, but it's narrower, so pretty much I had to get it in the vise, reef it open, and then re-bend it shut, which allowed for it to fit over the diff, because that's all they had in stock. Another thing you'll find is that the actual width of a lot of the aftermarket U-bolts are thicker than the factory ones, so they have a bit of trouble going through the base plate. So I had to pull those off, drill those out to a bigger size, and then they all fit. So there's a bit of dicking around when putting blocks in a car sometimes. It's not always straightforward. Another thing I'll mention when doing these U-bolts, these hollow sockets are super handy. So that allows you to get the car to the height you want. Make sure you're all happy before you cut off the extra threads.
Back and saying, driver, please take me home. He said,
just blowing the dust off this old decal I've had for years. I had these made up for my XC that I built like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And yeah, I had a batch of these made up because they were hard to find at the time. And I'm glad I had some extras because it was just finishing this thing off. Alright, so I need the right locking nut for the top of the air cleaner, and that's pretty much all we're going to do under here. I'm not going to do a full sticker kit because the engine bay is a little bit untidy anyway, but at least with the air cleaner and the rock cover's the right colour, a little bit of a tidy up with the wiring, looks a little bit nicer anyway. How's this? This is the outcome of nearly probably stretched out to 3 days worth of work on the XE. Ended up being over like a 2-month period, but that's standard around here. Chrome bars, black overriders now, redone all the blackouts, so it's all pretty much spot on. And obviously after a polish from Bones, we got the paint looking as good as possible. As I mentioned in the first video, this paint is not a very good paint job and it's pretty old now, so but overall it presents really well, and with just a few days you can turn a car from being a pretty run-of-the-mill thing into definitely a respectable street cruiser. People just need to understand that not every car has to be like an elite car. You can definitely get away with having a nice cruiser. This thing would be worth probably half of what a pristine one would be worth, so definitely a good way into the market. This car is going to be up for sale, so if anyone is interested, hit me up through email, mark@theironempire.com.au. I'll put that in the link below. And yeah, the car's pretty much done. There's a few little tweaky things I have to do to it, but that's pretty much it for this episode. Before you go, just a reminder, I do have fresh merch. Jump on the online store. We have flanies available in 3 colours, red, green and blue, and also my favourite, the Hearst Shifter T. Now available in the online store, but I'll only be doing probably only 1 run of these. So if you're interested in that, jump on, and I will see you all on an upcoming episode of The Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.